Hey now, I'm Whit with my full review of the Millar Watches Scuba, a 300-meter diver with a Swiss automatic inside, the Sellita SW200-1. I'm going to give you all kinds of glorious shots like this, the specs, and my likes and dislikes, next on Watch Whit. So the Scuba is a 42-millimeter case with 50-millimeter lug-to-lug. You've got 20-millimeter lug width. And the thickness is 13.3 millimeters from the bottom of the case back to the top of that dome sapphire crystal. It weighs 197 grams with all links on the supplied bracelet. Some of the specs: this is 316L stainless steel on the case and bracelet, and you've got a dome sapphire crystal, like I mentioned, 300 meters of water resistance from screw-down crown and screw-down case back, a 120-click unidirectional bezel with a lumed ceramic bezel insert. The luminescence features C3 green and BGW9 blue superluminova. And a nice little bonus feature of this sign class, which is a double push-button deployant, fully milled, by the way, is that it has a diver's extension, and you can do this on the fly while it's on your wrist. So it's a ratcheting system, so you can go just to do single clicks there, or go all the way out. 18 millimeters, the distance from fully closed to fully open. You can see the ratcheting teeth there. And this will push back in on its own, but it won't slide out. So once you get a size adjusted, it will not go out any bigger, but it can push in. And this is running the Swiss Sellita SW200-1 automatic movement. Beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 hertz, 26 joules, about a 38-hour power reserve. It's got a stated accuracy for the standard grade, adjusted in 2 positions, at about minus 12 to plus 30 seconds per day. And I hand timed this over 6 days, and it came in at plus 12 seconds per day. And as you can see from the time graph, we're getting similar results here, plus 16 seconds per day in just 1 position dial up. But look at that amplitude, great 307 degrees. That thing's swinging hard. And 0.0 milliseconds of beat air. Okay, for my likes and dislikes, I'll start with a couple of negatives first. There were a couple times that I was wearing this where I found the bezel left to a different position. In other words, it got knocked while I was wearing it. I wouldn't say that it would happen all the time, but it did a couple of times for me because this bezel has great traction, great resistance. So, again, pointing it out because it happened. And so one point of contention with this watch I knew was going to be the case when I did the unboxing was the handset. I just feel like this is a love it or hate it handset, and like I said, I'm pretty impartial to it. There's times where I enjoy it and there's times where I don't. But the biggest problem I had was when the handset was stacked on top of each other, especially if it was like over the 12 o'clock spot. The skeletonization just really hampered legibility. But the good news is this is a prototype. The actual production model now has that skeletonized section filled in, and it includes lume. And then another thing that I didn't notice on the unboxing, but it did while I was wearing it, is this clasp. So it's excellent in that it's got that diver's extension, like I just mentioned. And I didn't show you, too, that it also does have still 2 micro adjusts. So you can, probably get it sized pretty well, and then just use this for wrist swelling or shrinking, and or if you're going diving, who's doing that? But the corners are sharp. So I just feel like these should have been kind of filed down just a little. I mean, they're not going to like cut you, like gash you, but they're pointy sharp, all 4 corners here. But those things are really me playing devil's advocate because so much of this watch is built great. I mean, I've got to point out some flaws here and there if I find them. But again, let me tell you what I want to rave about. The bezel and the knurling on it and the crown is just my favorite feature of this watch. I just love this beefy tool watch look, and it serves a purpose. The crown more so. I think you get the grip from that knurling when you're operating the crown. With the bezel, coincidentally enough, I feel like you're really catching the edges of these scallops and the top surface more than you're touching the knurling itself. But again, I don't care. I'll take it for the looks. And another thing I love is this case shape and finishing. These crown guards, I mean, the way that integration looks from the top side here, as if the case is just kind of popped out a little. But then you got that more traditional side profile view of it. Just a great look. And then let's talk about the other side, how sleek that just kind of curve is all the way from lug to lug. I just love that sleek case shape. And then the finishing, you see brushed on the side, bead blasted on the top. I love this treatment. It's almost as if they're replicating that high polish and brushed two-tone look. Instead it's a brushed and bead blasted two-tone look, and goes right up into the bracelet as well. So you can see, this as if it was like a polished center link and brushed on the outside. Instead, it's bead blasted and brushed on the inside. But that two-tone look, you still get that visual appeal, but you don't have any high polish anywhere. And speaking of that bracelet finishing, I mean, again, I just mentioned the clasp to you. I want this dive extension on every bracelet that I have. And again, having that 2 layers of micro adjust as well. It's just a little something, again, I would like to see like 4 or 5 there, but then it's going to make the clasp too long. And you've already got this diver's extension, so I mean, use it. That's what it's there for, right? This can be your on the wrist micro adjust, while you're wearing the watch. Now let's talk about the lume. This thing's a blowtorch, man. It's just killer. It's got a great day lume presentation as well. When you just come in the house into a dark room from coming in from outside, or a quick underpass when you're on the road, or it just screams at you. And the night lume is equally impressive. Super bright, long lasting, and remember, the production model no longer has skeletonized hands, so that's all filled in with lume. And bonus, you get this pebbled leather-like watch roll that's got room for 3 watches. 4 snap closure there. These pop out just by snap as well. And you see you've got the guards in the middle to keep the watches from clanging together on the sides. And that's 3 watches. They didn't skimp here. They could have just done, a 1-watch roll. But that's nice that they're giving you something, A, that's reusable, that you can use every day, and then B, that you can grow into, that you can, more than just the new watch from Millar that you just bought, but you can carry 2 others as well. And just great to have a travel roll like this, and it's included with your watch. So the Millar Watches Scuba 300-meter diver, available now on the Millar Watches website. Link is below in the description section of this video. The black dial version is in stock and shipping now, and the red, blue, and green dials are available for pre-order. They retail for £499. So how about it? Leave me your comments down below and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm Whit, with so many watches, so little time and money.